footsteps. Before I knew the room, I felt the old signal cutting through the blue. You came back wearing daylight, like nothing had decayed, but there was a shadow near you where my memory should have stayed. I kept the place inside me where your voice was still intact, but when you finally reached me, the signal folded back. I saw your hand move closer, I saw the door unlock, but something in the static made the old heart stop. I wanted to believe you, I wanted to be wrong, but the line bent before me and turned into a song. You came back right, but I heard it wrong. The signal bent before it reached my heart. I waited through the static, I kept the room alive, but you came back with daylight I could not recognize. You came back right, but I heard it wrong. I held the broken frequency too long. Did you learn to live without me while I was learning noise? Did someone else become the shelter inside your softer voice? I was not angry first, I was a child, afraid the world had kept you and sent a stranger in your place. The blue began to tighten, the room began to tilt. Every little kindness started sounding like guilt. I wanted proof of loving, I wanted proof of home, but every answer glitched before it reached me on its own. You came back right, but I heard it wrong. The signal bent before it reached my heart. I waited through the static, kept the room alive, but you came back with daylight I could not recognize. You came back right, but I heard it wrong. I held the broken frequency too long. I was not jealous of the light, I was afraid you learned to see. Afraid that if you stood beside her, there was no place left for me. I was not trying to lose you, I was not trying to blame. I only heard replacement inside the shape of change. You came back right, but I heard it wrong. The signal bent before it reached my heart. I waited through the static, I kept the room alive, but you came back with daylight I could not recognize. You came back right, but I heard it wrong. I loved the old signal until the new one broke the song. I knew your footsteps before I knew the room, but love came back distorted through the blue.